again, before this video starts, I'd like to say that again, this is mainly constructive criticism, and this is nothing to do with just like beat down on Roblox events, because this is something we haven't had in a long while, and I feel like this is something that we're loving back, but needs to be changed. Now, let's get into the video, shall we? Because this intro, it shouldn't take any more than 1 minute, let's be honest. Roblox Classic was an event, if you didn't know, by Roblox in, I believe, May of 2024, which was centered around classic Roblox, mainly I think around 2006 or 7 to maybe around 2010. I'm not too sure on that though, maybe 2012. Mainly just really old Roblox, the very beginnings, before it went all like it is now, with all these new particle effects and wind stuff and all that. The classic was mainly an alright, it was alright at first glance, but when you saw how the event actually held out, it wasn't very good. It might have been a step up from the hunt in terms of just in general, but mainly people saw it as a step down, considering how the event, well, how hyped it was, and then the actual product. Let's talk about it in general. Firstly, the event hub was actually had a quite new thing called quests. Now, before I go into the quests, I need to mention two things: points and ticks. Those are two new currencies we will be using in the future of Roblox events. The tokens, or the points, have been used to get new accessories, and that is like, you know, the accessories you get to wear in your avatar in any game. But the ticks was used for stuff in game in order to get you more ticks and points, which I thought was really cool. It's like you get ticks, and in doing so, you actually reward yourself, which I think is really, really good. It's actually a step up, because I was saying in the last video, the problem that I had was when you got a prize, it didn't really feel like a reward. It was more just, well, you got it, and now you got to work more to get the next one, because you probably didn't even care about the reward you got. You probably cared about the one next to it, or the one after that, or the one after that. It really just shows that Roblox is actually now like giving you more like gratitude. Like, okay, you got this, now you can do this, and then next you can do this. Like, it doesn't actually tell you what you can use it on, but if you see that they're on though, okay, the rocket destroys stuff. Maybe I need to shoot something, and there's not much direction, but the rocket launcher, if you just randomly use it in places, you can actually find places to use it. Now, some of the stuff in the quest in the classic hub as well were a bit vague, and obviously God knows how people even figured out the secret ones of the question marks, but most of them were ones you could pretty much find yourself, do them, and yeah, you use them, and there you go, you got some free stuff. And even better yet, you didn't actually have to. The actually interesting part of this was how these tokens and ticks, or points, well, I'll call them tokens. The tokens and ticks can be transferred to the next event, which has been said, which has actually encouraged you to play the games, which would be good if the games were actually worthwhile. Now, let's get into the games, shall we? Then we'll get into the prizes afterwards, because the prize is actually the more interesting thing we'll talk about. The games, none of them are classic, which is also firstly a red flag for this game. Secondly, the games didn't really try to make them classic. I mean, some of them had classic aspects, or maybe the map was completely changed. I mean, some of the games did very well in doing the map art to make it all classic, which was really interesting. For example, I think the Dusty Trip, that game was really good because it had lots of assets from different over lots of that, like the hamburger or cheeseburger, whatever you call it, and the old like gum stuff, all that kind of stuff in the Bloxy Cola. That was really cool. And also how the classic zombies, also obviously I like classic zombies instead of like the normal enemies in that game, and the 1x1x1x1 boss fight was pretty cool. Overall, the game's alright though, but the other games, like I think Get Dressed to Impress, they made you do an obby, which is not classic at all. Why they? And also the tiny spike ones were obviously so annoying to do. I mean, they're pretty easy to do, but like it's just like you fall off and you had to do it, you had to go back to the start, and you fall off again because you accidentally missed a jump because you think you're gonna make it, and on again. It was so tiring, but eventually you did it after like I don't know, the second try for me, for both of them, or maybe it was three. I'm not sure. It was just it wasn't really good like that. Those are the bad ones, and then the Dusty Trip like games were pretty good. But I mean, there's ones like Driving Empire, which took you ages to get all 5 points. In fact, I think I only got 1 point out of that game, and then just stopped after that because it took you so long. There was no. I think they even buffed the points at one point, and it still didn't give you much. I think I AFK'd for a bit, and that's how I got my first token, because I just AFK'd for like 10 minutes. Yeah, it wasn't very good. But the prizes were worthwhile, because the prizes were really, really good, had a lot of good references. Now, I can remember these off the top of my head, because obviously I got them recently. Because the first one was this little scroll, I think it was based off like a wizard clothing, like really old wizard clothing, which I think was alright, but it was way too big, and honestly, I don't think people would really enjoy that one. So the notable ones are really the bucket hat and the helmet, the knight helmet. I believe the knight helmet was a certain item it's referring to, which is a slightly bit different to the knight helmet, which I think is pretty cool. And the knight helmet can also be, I guess, reference to like like the Redcliffe soldiers and all that, like the knight packages you might find on Roblox, like the Overseer and the core blocks and all that. And also the bucket hat, one of my personal favourites, is really cool. I do like bucket hats, and I've always actually kind of wanted one myself because they seem really really cool. And I finally got myself one, which is get in. And also let's talk about the paid packages as well. I'm not really talking about the little like side things that they had in the hunt and the classic. I'm talking about the packages that got you the bling tier, the gold stuff. Which mind you, the gold stuff actually kind of worse than the normal stuff, surprisingly, which is kind of stupid. But the packages you could buy to get the gold stuff, the only thing you really want out of it is the fedora and the Valkyrie. Everything else was really bad, and the faces are terrible as well. Yeah, it wasn't very good. But thankfully, some YouTubers actually got these packages for free. They got like little codes from Roblox, so you could actually tell if it was actually worthwhile or not. Which mainly it was only worthwhile for the hats, and they were both totaling to 19k. 38k you'd be spending just to get a hat and a Valk. Oh, sorry, a fedora and a Valk. It was completely worthless. There will be a UGC knockoff. Honestly, it's a sad truth. I know it sounds mean, but there is going to be a UGC knockoff in about 5 seconds on the event going up. So there's really no point in getting the hats, like buying the hats, if there's just going to be a knockoff. I mean, yeah, they will have like the cool like material grading or like effects and stuff, but the ones that don't have that or ones that can look similar to it, it's just not worth it, honestly. The free prizes are good though, because they're obviously getting them for free, but the Valk and the fedora, I don't think they had effects or any kind of cool look, so they could easily be copied. And then again, the real Valks, the ones like from old Roblox, are being copied anyway for like about 100 Robux each. So there's really, really no point in getting that gold one, because I think there's already one that exists, or one that's been fan made, and it probably costs less, because obviously 100 is much less than 19k. So overall, the event was in the middle. For me, it was a step up from the hunt, but it was nothing worthwhile. The games are alright. Well, some of the games are alright. The prizes were pretty good though. I like doing the hub. I actually spent a whole day with one of my friends, in doing the hub quests, helping them, and I looked up, looked up a bunch of answers as well because I couldn't find some of them. Yeah, we had a blast doing the hub, and then they went off to do their own thing. I think they got bored, which honestly, I'm not surprised it did. It's a pretty small map, but it was fun doing some of these quests because actually felt nice doing something in the hub and not just in the games, because then you can also spend time shooting people with rocket in game, instead, because normally people stick in the public servers trying to find the stuff. So thank God you could do that. So you can harass, not only can you harass people, you can also actually do stuff in the hub instead of walk around and tell people, haha, I have more badges than you. Overall, it was alright. It's definitely a step up in the hunt, but I think there could have been a bit better. Maybe a classic part 2. I mean, what could be next though? The farm, the animal, the Roblox, or maybe, just maybe, the Guest 666, or I don't know, the Minecraft X, the Roblox. I don't know, because I mean it's Minecraft's birthday in May. Come on, there must be something happening. Oh wait, it's due May. Oh well, I guess not. Have to wait next year. So funny.